All right, let's jump right into what has to be one of history's greatest puzzles. We're going to look at a letter written from what seems like the worst place imaginable that somehow ended up being one of the most joyful, optimistic things ever written. How on earth is that possible? Well, that's the secret we're going to try and unlock today.
So this is the line right at the heart of it all. It's such a bold, defiant statement of joy. The writer, the Apostle Paul, isn't just saying, hey, I feel good right now. No, he's promising he's going to keep on rejoicing no matter what. And yeah, that sounds nice, right? But it's the where he's writing this from, that turns a nice thought into a mind-bending mystery.
Yep, you heard that right. This is not a postcard from a beach vacation. This was written while he was under house arrest in Rome, literally, physically chained to a soldier 24/7. So you just have to ask, how does someone in that situation write a letter that is just overflowing with joy? What did he know that maybe we've forgotten?
Okay, so to even begin to crack this, we've got to understand the backstory. The context here is absolutely everything.
So here's the deal. About a decade before this, Paul had started this little church community in a place called Philippi, a big deal Roman colony. Fast forward to now, and he's locked up in Rome, waiting to go on trial in front of the emperor, no less. The folks back in Philippi heard about his situation, sent him some money to help out, and this letter, well, it starts as a thank you note, but it becomes so much more.
So, what's the first secret to his incredible attitude? You might be surprised. It has almost nothing to do with him, his comfort, his freedom. Nope. It's all about his partners.
And it starts with this one Greek word, koinonia. Now, a lot of the time we hear this translated as fellowship. And, you think of hanging out, maybe having some coffee after a meeting, but that's not really it. It's actually more of a business term. It means partnership, like a joint venture, a shared investment. Paul didn't just see these people as his friends, he saw them as co-investors in this huge mission he was on.
And he says it right there in the letter. His joy is because of their partnership. Think about it like this. If you co-own a company and you hear your team just landed a massive deal, you're going to be thrilled, right? Even if you're stuck at home with the flu. That's Paul. His happiness wasn't connected to his personal circumstances. It was completely tied to the success of their shared mission.
Okay, but this is where it gets even crazier. It's one thing to find joy in spite of your problems. Paul starts finding joy because of them. He completely flips the script and turns his prison into a platform.
And this brings us to another awesome Greek word, prokope. This one's straight from the military playbook. Imagine army engineers forging ahead of the main force, cutting a path through a dense forest so the rest of the army can advance. That's prokope. And that's exactly how Paul saw his chains, not as a barrier, but as him clearing the way for a major breakthrough.
I mean, he says it plain as day. What has happened to me has actually served to advance the good news. This is completely backward from how we usually think, right? We see a roadblock, we think, well, that's it. Progress has stopped. Paul saw the roadblock and thought, aha, this is the progress, just in a way I never could have expected.
So how did it work? Well, just do the math. He's under house arrest for 2 years. He's chained to a new guard every, say, 6 or 8 hours. That means he had a captive audience, literally, with potentially more than 2,000 Roman soldiers.
And we're not talking about just any soldiers here. The letter says the whole palace guard, the Praetorian Guard. These were the emperor's elite bodyguards, the secret service of their day. So his message was getting a direct pipeline into the absolute center of Roman power, one chained guard at a time. The prison wasn't stopping him, it was giving him access he could have only dreamed of.
All right, all of this builds up to the climax, the absolute core of Paul's mindset. And it's where he rethinks the biggest choice of all, the choice between living and dying.
This right here might be the most powerful thing he ever wrote. It's the secret sauce to his indestructible joy. He's so locked into his purpose that even the idea of dying isn't a loss. For him, it's actually a gain. So he's stuck in this incredible dilemma. I mean, what a problem to have, right? He's basically debating between two fantastic options. Option A, he lives and gets to keep doing meaningful work and helping people he cares about. Option B, he dies, and he gets what he believes is the ultimate reward, being with his Messiah. It's the ultimate win-win. And that's really it, isn't it? His purpose, his why, was just so enormous that it made everything else look small in comparison. His comfort, his freedom, even his own life. And when your why is that powerful, the whats and wheres of your life just don't have the same hold on you anymore.
So, okay, that's a great story about a guy 2,000 years ago. But what does it mean for you and me right here, right now?
Let's bring it into our world. I love this quote from the source material that sums it all up. It's all about that mental flip. You know, the moment you stop saying, "Oh, why is this happening to me?" and you start asking, "Okay, how can I use this for something good?" That's the moment you stop being a victim and start being a missionary in your own life.
So it really comes down to these three massive shifts. Number one, shift your focus. Look away from your own problems and towards your partners. Number two, shift your perspective. Stop seeing a setback and start looking for the strategic advantage. And number three, shift your purpose. Move it from being about your own comfort to being about a mission that's way bigger than you are.
So I'll leave you with this question. Paul's prison, it became his greatest platform. His chains opened the door to an empire. So what about you? What if that thing in your life right now, that thing you hate, the thing you see as your biggest limitation, what if that's not a setback at all? What if it's actually your greatest opportunity, just waiting for you to see it differently?